Things about today will be presenting two streets. This basically entails two parts. The first one is API, an API for a blue app, as well as for the second part, which is basically to create an end project for blue apps. They will not need to be connected, but yeah. So if we start off on since it's our name, it's stupid. Our version is basically constant and just the first element of the example. Our config, which is basically will hold our port that it's gonna run on. Our ENV, basically the one that would be in charge if you are on the development stage in from or any other set first there's one. We also have our IPv, which is basically how our connection, our max within connection, our IPS connection, and our ideal time. We also do have an independent injection for application. This will include our config, our platform, then for our server, and the other one for our model in this case, which would be our to-dos in this case. And new model that you basically call the to-dos to model. And the to model will have access to the database so that it could basically access it more easier when we are making queries. So yeah, that's it up. And we create an available that produces the before complete and right here we have all of our the variables that the users take basically execute on the command line for yeah, for the connection. If there's none for thousand if you're just there, I will pull out my people on BPD's DNS and step check 5, but this DNS, etc. I will return the logger with the new connection put, close it, so that we could basically prevent binary loop. Yeah. Basically, loss. We basically just bring the user that the database has been successfully connected. They also work with the instance basically for our API of our applications. What is basically a field or lower and our model in this case, like our field is just passing or repeat the happens. Yeah, it create our HTTP server or HL assembly with this. The handlers basically our roles at the time, or the time that you will basically print that the servers are starting and this is connect for any errors. And this is the code basically return our continue before it to prevent break and make the connection. We basically with the technology is presenting um, let's say max set table. Let's set max line, I think. Fine. It's basically difficult to overall, so this is going to click it on get that check. Skip that. Right. Right here, so we need to figure out oh gosh. And take it. So, yeah. And if you have our daily, it's the link is the version. And that's that. Then we send you excellent point six I have previously with the JSON file, which is basically the one presented on the school. Break it into Russian and basically with the so basically indented. In this for the previous tools and PNP and use some of this before database and full one. And the data wasn't enough for this one and it's too much data and then you have to um actually click on the command that goes on readable. So I basically use this one and load this using more resources. At the new line, etc. etc. We do this basically reach the from the URL gives this pass out. This straightforward is because it's this ID. Um, I check if the user pass on the one parameter, in this case it will pass one. That's it. It's Visually can hacks. What's that? Also, how much on this one is understood. So, this one, you can do one, and this is you can input notice can use the title description that the goes through and then copy it, which is a good like you can look the prescription from the provider or not, and you use your good decide on reading association, check if the JSON is correct. Calculate to learn about this response, copy the values into the to do, this will one this the where we could be more efficient. Pass the info, get it over, and then we're gonna validate it. So validate to the in this case, I'm basically validating the title, check when you put some empty, you can just provide a description and completely time. Basically, just check the values must be either true or false. Like if it's like yes or nothing else, it must be approved. Yes. Um, so, then we basically insert the info which is directly insert the reviews on that to description complete. I want to thing and then after returning the without version and then we do this for it study it just for the data or like the description and then we will just keep the code with context on. But the context is basically just want to make sure that the query does not run more than 3 seconds. If it does, it's going to consume resources. And then just imagine a paragraph running as the physical feature running on the cloud. It could basically bring an hour real time. Yeah. Which is not for us. To prevent that. We want to use a max of 3 seconds. And then if everything is free, we basically return the stories and the IDs, the to-do ID, the wake up and version. Uh, if it's incorrectly, we create a header. Basically, initially the header and then just press use to view the ID itself. It's just right there open the button. Create it to be so into the JSON to for before so if it's with this one to use and then it's all of our info from our ID title if the form and complete it. Let's just delete the back if you to show the physical owner will make it the ID and then fetch it from the get and then use the just the set query, select the set of the values, except created half. Yeah, and then computers where I believe the software I keep us using the activities invalid, just gonna say request for the phone, which all that, use it down this slide, and then I check the 3,000 concepts prevent that I said, and then I send off the student and then release. I'm not automatic everything is approved. We will security and this kind of stuff. If they communicate the description from Google and version, and then just if the error is not found here, it's if it's not new because there is an error, we'll check them. If it's you know, lost because the record was not found, so then we can say yeah, we should do that. Uh, it's yeah. Well, you can be so just and tools and then you press they call it. And then if there's if it's another area because we want people more there and then which you can just think of there for you gotta put it on. If it was successful, we basically return the address of the group where we could be more efficient and I knew no errors found. That's basically for the show and then if you want to data. For the blue time, it's this physically could be utilized as a partial or as a full update. Um, to achieve basically with the value from the so your area and then which specific to do and yes, fetch the specific to do is this case using your previous get function. Check if there was no if it is found or if it's the same. But if you true then if there was error, check if there's no for problems, stuff like that. After that, we'll display that. And let's take this one. Yes, search it and then check if the error and then if it goes up because we did get something and then here this will one of the create the shrub with the input from user in this case and then we want to say forward to this one. Make sure you just can check it if it was correct, if the user provide correct data. And if you did, we will basically check on if the titles are needed. If they are needed, we can the client or user is not providing the product and then we are not taking that one. So if let's say for instance if you only provide the completed in this case I think this one it's for it's completely so this account is true size so in this case, these work were not available and they were here, so this were more and this was basically passed on. If you feel they do basically for this two, say the same and we just updated this and the version of course from the we basically we have for the next one of a bit, it's correct. This will be check yourself compare show before. Now the level becomes a this very security for material you can update the tools the it basically like the inspection and the version of the where that is you can have the class from all that version of we basically want this so to prevent board and in this case, we don't want multiple user trying to place the same field and that happened or just the last user, the, the last request that was made is basically going to be the final version. We don't want that because we basically for that we basically check that the current version matches the one being currently updated and if it matches then it will be a go ahead. But let's say if there's like 100 request me to a specific one, only the first one that is successful, it will basically authorize the updated, and for and the others did not be because they will be on an older version that not is on the database. But yeah, and then please check with all the context and before it prevent any leaks, and then we just have aggregate for our info cost per user. Um, you basically pass through here and then just just basically scan the version and check for if there's an error and like that then we basically so yeah and then like here let's go for the same example I said and for the first one that is successful we will be able to achieve and for the rest one we will get an error or conflict and for this one we basically just return on error conflict. That's it. If not, you do with another area, and for instance, like server error or something like in error system. And for the user that was successful, you basically got the new update that the version to be this one. As a delete is basically just using the CIP and executing the delete points. We want to make sure that it is not listed one with for it. For instance, here, gosh, that's yeah, basically we want to make sure this gives them make sure it's the last one. It's not being just there and then you gotta check on executed with the complex and the level lecture with the errors. And this is if this is not linear, but in this case it was overlay from error, and then if you know the quick in this is what we just but we had we could uh, turn check this one, which is this one, your phone. This one, and the purpose just on the phone, this one. Yes. So finding that last one is the list. This one, this one will be based on criteria the user could, in my case, could filter either by for all three, the title, description, and the completed. Um, yeah, and so what's done, it's really easy to before the create parameters, and then I'll create a new validator and get all of the values from the help market make here we use our help function to return a string. This is a title, description, and the issue with the title and description is the same. This will check the then if you now either no value is doesn't user or the user plus a different value and it's not on the return. It's just return the default value. But if the user did pass something, it's not this program is return the value itself or the read this will do the same. So after that, you convert the string into blue. And do that is going to go to blue and make sure it is still blue. And then I'm using the first code, but then just check on this use an error and then delete and run after repeat when not converted to checkable now for values. Yeah. That's start after reading the sheet and I basically want to make sure that the page size my value if you return a value and we're going to use the one and then it's all and we're going to read this string for so uh, this is script sort type. This is so you do have a sort type. And this either be by type during description uh the typing description and completely and this case they could either be ascending or descending status. Check for validation and there's inclusion. This is only clear validation and the errors. And if you it's not basically just go ahead and fetch the data and get out using our query. In this case, we want to call it, we want to do a Google function or over it. And in this case, this will basically be for all of the return that we're basically fetch on our criteria. We want to fetch the data complete conversion. Typically, we want to bring from the field where basically this is going to match, and this is for the whole text search. In this case, we only want to do a simple text search, which will just fit the values in individual. For instance, a simple sentence, if it's looking to keywords, and then it's going to try to match that for the titles, and then the same would be for the title and then for the description. And of course, for our boolean, since it's basically either true or false, and it's they not go up. Because it doesn't sense it's either true or false, so there's no one. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And of course, we want to verify what the user provides to columns and to colors. And if you want to context on if you're not getting development links, I'm going to go obviously like instructions put in the unit, like class everybody user or we have to going to use or default comments. Yeah, so execute the query, check if there was an error, we can return nil in this case um this is One, uh, determine either real eyes if you connect the belief, and this gives you something. So, Shaman and still need to fall and push it. Yeah, it's kind of this because it's good enough. I'm going on this well, and also kind of stuff, and then we're connected and this is for this other case. In this one, if we take and this slide, so that we can put all of our figures and stuff. We want to traverse to each one and basically make it. You want to bring all the values from the database into a readable or a code that is to display all the data. Then if there's any error of any kind, guess that just returns nothing in the second case with the error message. Um, After that, check for any errors of the open and make sure some errors. After that, now we basically test making that we go make the data, which is all helper function. Here it's but of course, the two parts was talking, you check the current entry, if not, because there was something, or current page, page side, first page, and the last page, it was not just a calculation of the total records, divided by the page size, either plus by the user or in default time. And all total records is basically just the research via the read function. I can call basically convert to what way, and then uh, was and was um, and then after that, it is going to get me do this. Yeah. I don't know going to the same and it's not one product. Yeah. For five is kind of this from the adjustment circuit. 51, and then it can left is true. And then yeah, and then if you want to search and search for anything else is behind this is and you have to it's not a journal or just a liquid phone stream, the record sounds big size thing, but we cannot utilize it because there is no record money with the video station. Then page one versus plus page one. Because you need this one and it's breaking. Oh, it's a short. Okay. Yeah. Um, yes. Yes. Yeah. Um, yeah, we could also basically do what we can utilize a pagination. So we will get the images number two based on the size right and basically out with that. It's like the moment we don't have much info that we're going to have, which is exactly um 50. But it's simply not fast and sorting, it's sorting by ideas, it goes and put that and then final one is different. So yeah, so we could just that to just yeah, yeah, but basically have done after these almost all the same. If they cut it after certain is the case, it's certain as I can see. Or if you want, the same another by the going for the one and then there's etc. But yeah, that's not and our final endpoint is to the example and 40. You know, that's fine. Yeah, it's not there. Yeah, it's a good. It's not going. So it's the shit.
So yeah, we basically finished the API and we're gonna move to the end stop right here. Basically create a module exposing in this case it's quick tree. It's gonna have to be followed by the name. Exposing the import the browser, basically the HTML and all of the values and attributes that we're gonna use on this specific project. Right here, basically is importing everything just like space in C++. Uh, Right here, we do have our different types. This one is for a single to do. In this case, it's going to have the ID, name, description, and it's completed just like my API endpoint. Right here, we do have another model, which is basically going to, this one is going to wrap up around all of the to-dos. And we're going to have a field. In this case, this one, description, UID. Basically, it's going to be created. It's just going to be 1, 0, and the to-dos in this case with this one. But here we do have all of our methods, all of our functions, and add to do, set title, set description, delete, edit, um, that, and then we're gonna initiate our model. After we initiate it to 0, description nothing, UID 0, and then field nothing, and then to do some. It's just a empty array. And we do have our HTML code right here, our header, this is gonna be this one. We do also have our form, which is this tree. Two inputs and one button. Two inputs and one button. We basically have on the input on input change would be JavaScript, but in this case, my input. As soon as we start typing anything, we're gonna set the value to the field in our model. In this case, it's gonna be this one model field. It's gonna be we're gonna set the string being written. The same goes for the set description um one and the add to the add one. It's basically the add button and create. On this one, I basically add the functionality to the user can add to do either with the title description, title only, those two, and the user cannot add a to do only with the description. So if we test it out, this one, this, that, and then you can only can also add with the title. You cannot add with the description alone. So that's that. We have our message in this case. It's gonna be a single to do this one. So if we go ahead on submit, it basically gonna trigger the add to do. If we check this one, we're gonna pass all of these values. This with the current IDs, the current UID is gonna be the ID. The field is gonna be passed to the name and description with the description, and it's completed. It's gonna be set to false because the user has not completed it yet. As soon as we do that, we also wanna clean up these values. So basically set down the values to nothing, nothing, and the UID is gonna be +1 because the previous UID was used. If we do not update it, we're gonna have issues when modifying our values for a specific one. If we click this, all of this will be triggered at the same time. We don't want that. Yeah. So if we go to our views, basically on ordered list with a bunch of allies. So yeah, gonna be allies right here. Our if we click on this one, it's basically gonna trigger the complete to do. We're gonna pass the ID and the boolean. So if we check that one, basically this one, we're gonna search for the specific to do in our to dos list. And once we find the one we want, we're gonna trigger we're gonna convert the truth to false and pass the truth. in this case, okay. That and then complete to do, yeah. And basically that, oh, we also want to display it's completed, this one. We're gonna have our values, the title, the description, and the delete button, which is basically gonna be trigger the delete thing. So if you check that, right here, we're basically just gonna use the filter from JavaScript, but in this case is M, and we want all the to-dos except the one that was basically deleted. So we can achieve that with the using the ID. So we can take that out and then um assign it all that to dos. And that's basically it. And then we basically want to print it out to our browser. So we use a sandbox with the view update in it. And we basically trigger it with our index. Bring the JS file and then write the script. Thank you, Mr. Dalmato.